What's going on? This is Darius again, leader of the corporate exodus. Today I want to talk to you about massive career changes. And by that, I mean going from one type of career all the way to a completely different type of career. I'm talking about a 180-degree turn, doing something completely different than what you were doing before. It's no secret that many young professionals, in fact, a very large amount of young professionals, in fact, don't like the job that they're currently doing. And so, knowing that information, what I see a lot of times is that a lot of young professionals will go from a job that they don't like, and once they leave, they'll end up doing something very similar and end up not liking the next job. Don't do that. If you don't like the job you're in now, leave. Do something completely different. Try something completely different that you feel like you might actually like or you might actually enjoy. Now there's a couple major reasons that people jump from jobs that they hate to a job that's very similar that they hate. And one of the reasons is that they feel like they're not qualified to do something in a different arena. In reality, that's just a myth. If you look at the opportunities out there and the qualifications that are necessary, a lot of the things that you have now qualify you to work in other places. And in fact, when you begin any job, you have to be trained. So whether it's a huge corporate training that takes place on a national level or just an office training, the majority of people are trained in the jobs that they have now. So the fact that you're not qualified is just not true. What really needs to happen is for people to get out there and actually look. Because once you look at the qualifications for other jobs, you'll see that you have, you see that there are other opportunities out there that you can take advantage of with what you have now. The second thing that I hear a lot of times for the reason why people hop from one arena and do something within the same arena knowing they're going to dislike it. So the second reason for this is that people don't want to give up the years that they spent building up to get to the point where they are now. And on the surface it sounds understandable, but let's think about it in another context. Let's think about it in the context of relationships. Let's say you've been in a four-year relationship and at this point you're miserable. After 4 years you just hate being in a relationship, you want to escape. So are you going to say, no, I shouldn't leave, I got 4 years invested into this thing, even though I know I'm going to be miserable for the rest of my life if I stay here, should I stay? No, obviously. No, you're going to want to get out. Instead of making the next 4 years miserable, you're going to focus on making the next 4 years great. And for that to happen, you need to escape. It doesn't matter what happened in the past 4 years. You learn from it. You learn some things as you went on. But now it's time to move on. Do something that is more productive, more exciting in your life. And so let's think about that in the context of business. A lot of people go through 4 years of college, 5 years of college, and they study hard to get something like an advanced degree. And then they jump into the career and realize that they hate it. And they don't leave because they're afraid to lose those 4, 5, or 6 years that they spent building it up. Well, let's think about that. Rather than focusing on the 6 years that you have built up, focus on the next 6 years or the next year, 2 years, 3 years that you want to live an exciting life or something that you really care about. Don't feel like you're wasting that time that you put into the past. I'm sure you've learned things. I'm sure you've gathered a lot of information. You've learned a lot about yourself through those past years. Use that in another field. Jump into another field, something that excites you more. I use myself as an example. I went through college, all through college, studying business, studying accounting, and after that I went on to go get my CPA. So once I decided to jump out of the realm of accounting, I jumped out of the world of accounting, a lot of people were like, you know, aren't you worried about leaving behind all of those years, that the hard work you put in, all of the effort you put in to getting the CPA and getting a degree in accounting? Well, no, because I learned a lot from what I did, and I'm able to apply that to some of the things I do in the future. But my focus is on making the next 4 years, the next 5 years, the next 6 years, something that I can remember, something that is extraordinary for me. And for me, sitting behind a desk is just not extraordinary. And I'm sure for you, it's the same thing. So don't focus on hopping into something similar because it's not necessary. do what you love, find something exciting, and make it happen. All right, talk to you later.